Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As a former business owner, a contractor, understood the importance of highway system that enabled us to move goods and employees to job sites. And in my particular area, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, when we had new highway systems, bypasses around bottlenecks built, it opened entirely new markets for our company because we could get to a new market in an hour or so, which was sort of our limit. So with that background, I'm really happy to not only be part of the committee, but to be part of this hearing as the first thing we're doing in this session. We're really evaluating the impact of government investment in our infrastructure system. I want to share just a little bit of experience. I served in the Pennsylvania State Legislature or the State Senate for 8 years, and we were successful in passing an infrastructure bill, basically a highway funding bill, after years of not having done so. Pennsylvania highways and bridges have a bad reputation, a high number of bridges that were rated insufficient, and we were able to get a bill passed, and this was in an environment, to the point that was just raised, this was in an environment where at the same time, we, and with my support, my caucus, other members, other Republican members, we were turning our state budget inside out, looking for ways to save dollars and ensure that we were providing for more efficient use of taxpayer dollars. We literally went line by line throughout the budget and eliminated hundreds of line items and reduced overall spending. But at the same time, we were able to pass a transportation bill that increased our funding for transportation. How did we do that? Number one, we said that we were there to focus on the core functions of government. And there were a lot of areas where we shouldn't have been, it was better done in the private sector. But our infrastructure can be done best at least, or primarily can only be done through government, maybe public-private partnerships. We did some of that as well. But it is a core function of government critical to our environment. It was a lot of work there, but what it took, I think what took it over the finish line, and this is maybe there'll be a question at the end of this for whoever may want to answer, but really what took it over the finish line was a well-coordinated, well-funded effort to educate the public on the importance of investment in our infrastructure. And we talk about the creation of jobs during the building of roads or whatever it may be. There are also huge economic benefits. You've all talked about that in terms of jobs created, economic growth, and so on. So I guess, I saw it, whether it was the Transportation Association, the chambers throughout the state, the Pennsylvania State State Chamber of Commerce, coordinated effort to educate the public about the costs of congestion, of waiting in traffic, and so on and so forth, and about increased safety. So my question to you is, what efforts are we making here at the national level to drive public support, to build public support for an investment in infrastructure that we're talking about?
I'll answer quickly, which is I think it's a good point, because I think when it comes to transportation and infrastructure, what's most commonly thought about is I'm spending a lot of time in my car getting to and from work. And it's far more complicated and nuanced than that. We've got railroads, we've got ports, we've got riverways, and we've got highways, and they're all interconnected. So I think the message that we in the private sector can help deliver in conjunction with the public sector is there is a cost. Infrastructure is not just about highways. It's an interlinked system, and it's costing the country a lot of money and a lot of job opportunity.
You're good.
We are already doing a lot of education with our central labor councils, our state feds, and all of our strategic partners, religious groups, environmental groups, and things of that sort. One of the things is to educate them, and most people don't know the figures, that the average commuter spends 42 hours a year.
That's traveling. The kind of, and I'm sorry, to the end of my time, I'm going to cut you off, but that's the kind of information that, you know, what we're talking about in the hearing room today, that the public needs to hear.
Yep.
And that's how we're going to begin to build the kind of support we'll need
And we're doing that.
to do that. So thank you.
Good.